For review, tomorrow you have the Unit 4 test. So there's only 8 questions. There's 8 questions on this test. I'm generally hoping you'll do well with them. If you do well on the review, you should do well on the test. Okay, so the first one says the graph below shows relationship between the minutes it takes to fill up a pool. What's the constant represented by this relationship? Well, I've been showing you how to find the constant using a table. Well, the best thing to do is to take these points and put them in a graph. Well, you actually don't need to take all the points. You need to take just 2 of them. So we're going to take the 2 smallest ones. So to make a graph, you're going to have an X, you're going to have a Y. Excuse me. So our first point is 1, 2.5 right here. So I got to figure out which one of these is the X. Well, the 1 is the X. So the 1 goes here, and the 2.5 goes here. So my next one's 2, 5. So this one's 2, 5. Well, here's my table. Well, to do this, you got to figure out what's your rate of change. So I'm going to figure out what is the difference between these y's, which is just 2.5, and this one's just 1. So then what you're going to do is you're going to put your y on top, which is 2.5. Come on, pen. Which is 2.5, and then the x is 1. So 2.5 over 1 is just 2.5, if I could write it. Come on, why are we glitching? Okay, so it's just 2.5, if I could actually write it. I'm not sure why it's shady over there. There we go. So the answer is D. Okay, number 2. Well, this time it's just asking to find the constant from this table. Well, it's the same idea. So this is my x, and this is my y. So this was increased by plus 1. This was increased by plus 5. So the y goes on top, so 5 goes on top, and x goes on the bottom, equals 5. So the answer is C. Okay. Now this one's trying to figure out the equation y is equal to mx plus b. Well, to do that, you got to have your m and you got to have your b. First thing you do is always find your b. The reason why is because when you find your b, you most likely would be able to find the answer. So my b is where the y-axis touches the line, which is right here. And that point is a positive 3 because it's 3 up from the origin. 1, 2, 3. So that means my equation is going to have a plus 3 right here. When I look at my answer choices, and the only one that has a plus 3 is C, meaning C is the answer. All right, but now let's just figure out how we got our M. So remember, M can be found through rise over run. So the way we're going to do rise over run is we're going to have 2 dots. So I have this dot and then this dot. So I'm going to rise. And let me make it bigger for y'all. Nope, that's smaller. Oops, too big. So this is my graph, and you're going to rise. So you're going to go 1, 2. So I rose 2. And now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So I ran 3. So my constant is 2/3, which is C again. But I proved it by just finding the B. Now you can find the answer on your test by just finding the B. Okay, so always try to find the B first. Okay, number 4. Number 4 in science class, Mark learned that 1 meter is approximately 3.2 feet. Mark created a table to help him convert between meters and feet. Okay, and I believe I have this backwards again. This is supposed to be meters. And it's supposed to be feet. So now we're going to figure out our change of x. So this is x and this is y. So 2 goes to 3, so that'll be plus 1. 6.4 goes to 9.6, so it'll be plus 3.2. So 3.2 goes on top, 1 goes on the bottom. So this equals 3.2. And so I need to find my equation. Well, since this is my m, we're going to have y is equal to mx plus b, but in this case, b is 0, so this goes away. So you have y is equal to 3.2x. So the answer is 1. Okay. Number 5. In Mr. Old's math class, students were given a rectangular greeting card. The tables show, man, really messed this up, show the length and area of each card. So just find the constant between them. So this was a +1, and this is a +3. So the y goes on top, 3, and the 1 goes on the bottom, which is 3. And so that means my answer is B. Okay. Sting received a gift card of $45 to use for an online app market to buy applications for his tablet. All apps cost $1.80. Which table represents the relationship between X, the number of apps Jonas can buy, and Y, the balance remaining? Okay, so when he has 0 apps, so A for apps and B for balance, when he has bought 0 apps, he should have $45. So that should be my first thing. So this one says 0, 45. That's good. Apps, he bought 45 apps. No, this should be $45. That's wrong. So that one says 0, 45. Good. And then this one says 0, 0. Nope, that's not good. Because you shouldn't have $0. Okay, so now, or just where would A and C? Well, A and C looks like they're going up by 2. So he's going to buy 2 apps. Well, we know 1 app equals $1.80. So that means 2 apps equals $3.60. So if I'm going to buy 2 apps, I'm going to go down by $3.60. Well, $45 minus $3.60 is $41.40. So I got to figure out where it says 241.40. Well, 241.40, that's right. 243.20. They only went down by $1.80. They didn't subtract this right amount. So A is correct. Okay. Number 7, consider the following graph. Which verbal description represents the relationship within the graph? So we're going to find our M and we're going to find our B. Well, my B is right here, and it's 3 down from the origin. So since it's 3 down, that'd be a -3. And we're going to do our rise. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. So I rose 3, and I'm going to go 1, 2, and I ran 2. Okay, which equals 3/2. This is our constant. Okay? So this is our constant. So we got to figure out where it says the constant is 3/2. Well, it says value constant 3/2. That's good. X value decrease constant 3/2. That's good. X value increase constant of 3. That's not good. X value decreased by constant factor of 3. That's not good. So A and B is good so far. So the only difference between this constant is as it's increased and decreased. Well, increased means to add, and decreased means to subtract. So is this a positive or a negative constant? Well, it's a positive one. So it means A is correct because it was increased. Okay, the table shows a relationship between H, the number of hours Heather worked, and W, the amount of wages she earned. So we got to figure out what equation represents that. So to do that, you got to find your constant. Well, this is a +2. This is a +15. So you're going to have 15 on top, 2 on bottom, which equals 7.5. So my constant is 7.5, and this is the only one where the constant is in front of the letter. Okay, I believe that is actually in the review. This review is very straightforward. A lot of you should be doing well on it, but the main thing you need to do is show your work and then take your time on it. Okay, good luck, guys. Don't forget to study.